What's going on, guys? Tatiani Favors here, your tax business coach, and we are back live. Let me post and pin this comment so you know what we are talking about today. It is early in the day. We can call this a quick lunch and learn, okay? But I wanted to come up here to talk about something that I think is very important to people who is either in the taxation industry or want to enter into the taxation industry, because it's a lot of that happening as we're approaching the end of the tax season, as Tax Boss Academy is now open for open enrollment. I have a new 4-week program that will help you set up your tax business properly in 30 days. Okay, click the link in my bio to learn more, or DM me if you would like to have a conversation about it. But as all of these things are happening, what's up, everybody coming in? As all of these things are happening, I think it's very important to get y'all attention now, okay? For those people who are thinking about entering into the taxation industry, for those of you who have participated this year in the tax industry, but it just didn't go how you wanted it to go. Like, let's call a spade a spade. You didn't make the money you wanted to. You didn't have the impact that you thought you would make or have. Things just did not go ideal for you this tax season. Yes, there are 2 more weeks left in the tax season, but I mean, if you haven't gotten a certain amount of clientele now, we can pretty much say you're not going to get 100, 200 tax clients in the next 2 weeks. Okay, like, that's just not going to happen. But that's okay. If you want to stick it through, if you want to work on your business, if you want to work on your tax business and come stronger next tax season, you can do that. And I have the solution for you. Okay, but before we even go through all of that, before we even go through the things and the solution, I want to talk to you all about what I think the number one mistake new tax professionals make in this industry. And who am I considering a new tax professional? Because and side note, if y'all hear my baby, y'all know I'm a new mother. I'm learning that parenthood is real ghetto. It is ghetto over here. I did not know. No one told me parenthood was the ghetto. You got kids crying in the back. My mom watching them, but he is going through it, whatever. Why y'all didn't tell me parenthood was ghetto, whatever. Anyway, y'all still about to get this good information. Okay. And so I want to talk about the number one mistake I see new tax professionals making. And let me define who I'm considering a new tax professional. So, of course, we have the aspiring tax professionals who are not in the taxation industry yet, who are thinking about entering into the taxation industry. You're thinking about starting your own tax business. You're thinking about that, but you have not quite gotten your big toe wet yet, okay? So those people, but also existing tax preparers. I don't care if you're already preparing taxes. You're still, to me, a new tax professional because first of all, there's a difference between a tax professional and a tax preparer, right? And just because you've been preparing taxes for the past 20 years, for the past 10 years or whatnot, does not mean you know how to run a business. All right. That is the stark difference. Just because you have been preparing taxes and been doing the thing, meaning providing the service, okay, doesn't mean that you know how to actually run a business. And side note, that is my superpower. Teaching people how not only to run their business, okay, but how to run a profitable and sustainable business that just so happens to be in the taxation industry, okay? That is what I do. That's what my school is about. That's what I have all of my mentees, my students, my clients come to learn how to start and scale their business that just so happen to be a tax business. Okay. So those are the 2 main people I'm talking about. Tax preparers, okay, who now you're ready to evolve into an actual business owner, okay? You're tired of doing the thing. You're tired of all of that. Now you want to actually run a business. And then also people who want to enter into the taxation industry for the first time, okay? So I'm talking to you. The number one mistake that I see that new tax professionals make, and I'm just talking to new ones because old ones y'all make this too, but okay, is thinking that it's a mindset thing. First of all, of course, if you know me, of course it's a mindset thing. But thinking that tax preparation is the only thing you should be focused on when it's time to start your tax business. Okay? The number one mistake new tax professionals make is thinking that tax preparation is the only thing that you should be focusing on as it pertains to your tax business. What do I mean? Well, I mean exactly that. You come in, you say, you know what? I want to start a tax business. So I'm going to learn how to prepare taxes. I'm going to get clients and get software, and boom, I'm in business. I'm a millionaire. Or if you're already preparing taxes, you kind of already think that you are running a business. Just because you may not be working for someone else does not mean, it means that yes, you might be functioning as not a sole proprietor, self-employed. You might be self-employed just because you're not working for someone else, but that doesn't necessarily mean, no, not necessarily. That does not mean you are a business owner. And these internet streets will have you think that you can use self-employment and business ownership interchangeably, but you really can't. They actually have two completely different meanings, right? Completely different meanings. And so 1,000-foot view, to be self-employed means that you yourself have to provide the service. You yourself have to show up to prepare taxes in order for you to get paid. But if you are a business owner, that means that you don't have to be involved in the everyday operations or even be present for your company to still pull a revenue, for your company to still produce revenue, okay, and make money. Though that's the difference between self-employment and business ownership. If your goal is to be a business owner, then being self-employed is just a stepping stone to business ownership. That's not the end all be all. So if you've been stuck at self-employment for the past 5, 10, 15, 20 years because you've actually been being the one preparing the taxes in your business, heavy on the business, then you have to learn how to do something different. Then you, my dear, have been doing what I'm telling you is the number one mistake that most tax professionals make, which is you think that tax preparation is the only thing that you should be focused on as it pertains to your tax business. Heavy on the business, okay? So what do I mean by you think that tax preparation is the only thing you should focus on? What I mean is there are other aspects of your tax business that you must consider if you want a profitable and sustainable tax business, okay? If you only focus on the preparation, then you'll be stuck on this hamster wheel of preparing taxes, tax season after tax season after tax season, okay? There are other aspects of your tax business that you must consider if you want to actually be at that business ownership level, okay? If you're okay with preparing taxes, if you're okay with just a little side hustle, if you're okay with being self-employed for the rest of your life and creating a different job, you know, you work for yourself instead of working for someone else, then fine, you can log off now. But if you have aspirations and ambitions of being a business owner, not a writer, but a business owner, that was definitely a Tupac reference, yeah, ambitions of a writer. Anyway, if you have ambitions to be a business owner, then self-employment simply will not do, okay? And that's stopping you and delaying you from really being who you really want to be, okay? Which is a business owner. To be a business owner means that you have certain things in place. You have systems and SOPs created. You've probably automated most of those SOPs, okay? You have a team. You have you have a plan. You have a mission and a vision, and you know the difference. You have the end goal of where you want to take your business. You understand the end goal and what you are working towards. You are progressive versus busy, which is different. Just because you're busy does not mean you're progressive. There are certain things that business owners encompass. There's a certain discipline, intentionality, and diligence that a business owner has that self-employed people do not, or that they just simply have not developed yet, which is okay. Okay? And so let's go back to the number one mistake again, because I'm going to keep saying this because repetition is key. Okay? Repetition is how you learn. Okay? And the number one mistake that tax professionals make is thinking that tax preparation is the only consideration that you should be thinking about as it pertains to your tax business. Okay? All right. And the answer is not. Okay? And the answer is no way, no, it's not. If you're a tax preparer, sure. But if you're a tax business owner or you want to become a tax business owner, you have to think outside of just tax preparation. Okay? Now, a lot of my peers disagree with me on this because they're like, tax preparation is the most important thing in your tax business. I mean, of course you should offer the service that of course you should know how to do the service that you're offering. It's a tax prep business, so of course tax preparation is happening. It's like having an ice cream truck and you have no ice cream. Of course. However, I personally, and this is going a little bit off the beaten path, but I'm come right back. But personally, one of the considerations that I think is, up there or very important is, let's just say, marketing. Okay, let's say marketing. Marketing is important because if you don't have clients, you don't have a business. And it doesn't matter if you are the best tax preparer in your state, in your region. If you don't have any clients, whose taxes are you really preparing? I mean, if y'all have an answer, y'all can DM me after this, or, you can comment, okay? But whose taxes are you really preparing if you do not have any clients? So you have to market to get clients, and that is very important when we're talking about a business. We're not talking about a hobby or anything. We're talking about a business, okay? There are other things that are very important, other tasks and aspects of your tax business that you must consider that are equally as important to your tax business as marketing, okay? And I would say is the basics. Let's take it back to the basics. Let's take it back to the basics. But you know what? To get, for those of you all who are in and just really want to know the punchline, I'm going to tell y'all this and I'm going to come back to the basics. As I said, other aspect, when I am referring to other aspects of your tax business, hey, everybody coming in. When I'm referring to other aspects of your tax business outside of tax preparation, I'm talking about, I already mentioned marketing. I already mentioned systems and SOPs, which is short for standard operating procedures, automation, building a team, pricing your services, customer service is a huge one, okay? Planning, okay? What is your plan? What is your business plan? What's the trajectory of your tax business? Where are you going? And that leads me into going back to the basics. Some of y'all, I'm saying going back to the basics. Some of y'all just need to start at the basics. You'll have these internet gurus, tax gurus out here saying, start a tax business in 30 days or less. Start, get your clients and all of these whatevers. They say, y'all have heard the spiel. Start a tax business, get software, get clients, learn tax preparation. Boom. That's all you need. And if it was that easy, well, I was actually going to say if it was that easy, everyone would be doing it. But the funny part is everyone is doing that, but everyone isn't as successful and as profitable as they make it seem on the internet, right? Because your favorite tax guru is probably my client, okay? Before, they're doing great now, okay? But a lot of these people who seem like they have it all together online, they don't. Which is fine, okay? But I hate the fact that they're teaching y'all stuff. Okay, whatever. That's a whole nother live. That's a whole nother. That's a live after dark, okay? And I done had a few drinks, and I really tell y'all what's happening out here in these streets. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there. However, all of these other considerations are important for you to make sure that you are checking off the boxes as you are even thinking about starting a tax business, okay? And when I refer to the basics, whether you're going back to the basics or you're starting from the basics, let's talk about the basics for a minute, because the basics have been overlooked for years. People just want to start with the razzle dazzle. You can't razzle dazzle nothing. Okay, it's like multiplying anything by 0. You can have the biggest number out. If you multiply that bad boy by 0, what is it? It's a big fat 0. It's not like multiplying it by 1 and you're just with the number you started with. Multiply that bad boy by 0, and that's what y'all are trying to razzle dazzle. Y'all are trying to razzle dazzle nothing. And it doesn't work. It's not sustainable. You have to start at the start and start at the basics, because the basics is where the magic happens. It's where the magic is. But most importantly, the basics is where the foundation of your tax business is created. It's where intentionality happens. It's what drives your actions for the rest of you actually starting and building and scaling your tax business. It's where it starts. It's where it begins. And so what's the basics? First of all, the basics of any business. Let's just talk outside of tax preparation for right now, or a tax business for right now. The basics of any business is actually becoming a business. Microphone drop. Is actually becoming a business. Y'all want to start businesses, but functioning as sole proprietorships is outsane. Is outsane. That should be I was trying to merge outrageous and insane together. It came out with outsane. Is that a word? Y'all let me know what Google say if outsane is a word. That's funny. I'm gonna Google that after this. I'm gonna let y'all know. But anyway, it's insane. Okay, let's actually become a business. In order to be a business owner, you actually have to own a business, not own a hobby, not own a sole proprietorship, but own a business, right? And so that means you have to have some type of legal business entity, a limited liability company, a C corporation, an S corporation, or a partnership. Okay, those are the 4 legal designations that you can have. I do not consider sole proprietorship being a legal designation. Why? Because you pay no annual fees. There's no paperwork. You can legit wake up and say, you know what? I want to make money doing ABC, and you can do that. Okay, there are no resources for sole proprietors. If you want to have access to resources that other businesses have access to, then become a business. Let's play the game how they wrote it, guys. Okay, let's not skip any steps. Do you think Amazon is functioning as a sole proprietor? No, they have a legal business entity. So why shouldn't you? Why shouldn't you function as these big businesses function? Before these big businesses were big businesses, they were smaller businesses with an idea, and they mastered the basics. They do the basics really well. They were very intentional. They were very focused on what they wanted to do. They executed their plan, and that's what made them a big business. I don't know why y'all think just because this is a tax industry, and yes, the opportunity to enter into the tax industry is a very open, okay? But why you think you can just get software, post a few times, and learn, remedial tax preparation and have a successful, sustainable, and profitable business is beyond me. Because y'all see other people doing it, but they're not doing it. That's what I want y'all to understand. People come in this industry and they do make money. And they might make a lot of money in a tax season or 2, or maybe even 5. But when I say something is sustainable, when I say something being profitable, okay, great, but sustainable, meaning long term, meaning you can leave your job, meaning you can give this to your kids or the next generation. That's what I mean by sustainable, not a tax season or 2 because it was the trendy thing, something that's sustainable where you have loyal clients coming to your business tax season after tax season. That's what I am referring to. Okay, not these one-offs. So there are a lot of one-offs, okay? But if you desire something a little bit more permanent than that, then you have to master the basics. You have to get your paperwork in order. You have to make sure you have all of your credentials. At the end of the day, we're dealing with the IRS. And everyone knows you don't mess with the I, the R, or the S, okay? In any aspect, whether you are a taxpayer filing your own taxes or you're actually a tax professional, which we are supposed to be the carriers of the IRC, the Internal Revenue Code, the carriers of the tax law, to tell and educate and inform our clients, aka the taxpayers, on what they should be doing so they can be compliant. But there are certain compliance and due diligence as professionals we have to have, both federal and state-wise. You have to make sure you are a legal tax professional, able to actually get paid in exchange for tax prep services. That is something that you have to be credentialed to do. Different states have different requirements. Most mimic federal, which is IRS, but some states, i.e. California, where in California they mimic federal, but then they have additional steps for you to become a legal tax professional in the state of California, which is you have to take and pass an exam. If you don't take and pass this exam, you are not a legal tax professional in California. So you have to make sure that you understand what your due diligence, what your compliance requirements are in your state, and then also federal. Next, what's the other basics? The other basics outside of making sure your paperwork is in order, making sure that you have all of your credentials, aka that you're a legal tax professional, is making sure that you have a plan. What is your plan? What is the trajectory of your tax business? Where are you going? Okay, because trust me, I've been a tax professional with a plan. I've been a tax professional without a plan. And trust me, the former is better than the latter. Okay? The former with a plan is definitely better than without a plan, because without a plan, you get stuck on the hamster wheel of doing taxes, tax season after tax season after tax season, and you're more busy than progressive. Are you making a little coin? Are you making a little money? Sure. But you're not being progressive. So where are you going in your tax business? Okay. Also, when you don't have a plan and you're not being progressive and you're just doing, then you're more than likely you're copying and pasting what you see everyone else doing. Oh, they're promoting and marketing their tax business like this. Well, so will I. And so what happens is your clientele dries up, or you're not constantly building your clientele year after year, because now in the taxation industry, this is why people think it's so saturated, that you're in competition with all the people who want to become tax pros during the pandemic, okay? All the people who just, all the scammers and stuff. Let's keep it a buck, because there are scammers and all of them in this industry as well, right? You're in competition with all of those people. So, and you're marketing how they market. There's nothing to separate you. You haven't identified what separates you from the rest of the pack. And so your audience doesn't know what separates you. You looking like this tax person, that tax person, just with different colors and a different logo. But you're saying the same thing. What differentiates you from all of the other tax professionals out here? That you discover that when you cover the basics. When you actually sit down somewhere and not approach your tax business from a worker bee standpoint, but approach your tax business from a CEO mindset, okay? And understand, okay, this is what's different about me. This is how I'm going to treat my clients. This is my target market. Here's my messaging, okay? That requires some thinking. Okay, if this is my target market, this is my messaging. Where's my target market? Here's where I'm going to market. And these are the people I'm going after. Then boom, you're focused. This is where you're at, baby. You are in your pocket. Call you Tom Brady. You can't miss. Okay? Yes, that was a football reference. I'm not even going to explain it either. You got it or not. It's cool. But either way, you have to go through the basics to even understand and identify things like your USPs, your unique selling propositions. What makes you so special? Why should someone come to your tax office versus the H&R Block or Liberty Tax Services or even the mom and pop's tax firm across the street, or Billy Glenn or Gina's tax services across the way? Why should someone come to you versus them? What do you offer that's so great that, they shouldn't go there? Okay? You have to determine those things. And when you outline and identify your business plan as part of the beginning portions of you entering into the tax business or even starting your business, then you identify those things. Then you can build on those things, because when you have clarity, a business owner with clarity, that's all you need. That's like the smoking gun. That is your secret. Clarity is your secret weapon. Okay, we have to get back to basics, guys. We have to get back to basics, or even start with the basics, okay? Because that is going to determine how successful your business is, okay? Your tax business will be as successful as your plan. If you have no plan, then you have no sustainable success, period, okay? And so going back to the topic of this entire video, the number one mistake new tax professionals make, like I said, is thinking that tax preparation is the only thing you have to consider. No way, Jose. No way, Jose. Not if you're trying to build a business. Okay, guys? Y'all, click the link in the description box. If this is on YouTube, click the link on the description box. If this is IG, click the link on my bio link to go ahead and learn more about my 4-week program, because I'm a strong believer that you cannot start a tax business in 30 days, because it takes way longer than that. That's why every year my Tax Boss Academy, which is an online school to help tax professionals start, build, and scale profitable and sustainable tax businesses, we start in April. We go all the way through December just to prepare for the upcoming tax season. Okay? If you are a part of my academy and you one of my students, you are more prepared than anybody at any point in time, because we've been doing this since April. Okay? And that is just a fact. Sorry, not sorry. But what you can do in 30 days is properly set up your tax business. Okay? And that's exactly what the 4-week tax biz setup program is. It's 30 days of you properly setting up your tax business. So getting your paperwork in order, getting your credentials in order, identifying your mission and vision of your business in addition to your business plan. Okay, at least an outline of your business plan. We are really teaching intentionality and discipline and diligence in this 4-week program, because those things are what's going to help you carry yourself as you are building your tax business. And then eventually when you get to the scale phase, when you're trying to scale your tax business, you're going to need intentionality. You're going to need discipline. You're going to need diligence. You're going to need to understand the trajectory of your tax business to even know where you're going. Because once you know where you're going, that's going to determine how you behave, how you act, what you participate in, what you don't, how you execute, all of those things. We are going to get your business started off right in only 4 weeks. Okay. And if you're the 20 and only for the first 20 people, you can be founders and you'll get $100 off. Okay. You'll get $100 off of the price to join the Tax Biz Setup program. Click the link, learn more about it. If you have any questions, DM me at Tatiani Favors on all platforms. You can even set up a discovery call with me if you have any questions. Let's figure out how we can make your tax biz dreams come true. Okay, guys? So until the next video, I'll see y'all later. Peace.